Alright, what's good YouTube? It's Jojo ASMR here and welcome back to another video on the channel. I just went undefeated playing Goblin Bikers, so in this video I'm going to be showing you my deck profile, and at the end I'm already 500 steps ahead of you guys. I know you're going to ask for a combo tutorial, so I'm going to be giving you a couple different combo tutorials at the end of this deck profile. If you enjoyed these videos, find them educational, helpful, informative, please do let me know by giving this video a like. I literally do these videos for fun, not for money, so yeah, if you guys like these videos, be sure to let me know. And yeah, big shout outs to Jesse. I got a lot of inspiration from his list, so be sure to check out Jesse Cotton's channel. I'll leave a link to his channel somewhere. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so let's get into the deck profile. It's a 40 card main deck. This list, like I said, was inspired at first by Jesse Cotton's list, which again you can check on his channel. But I made some changes to tailor it more to my playstyle. His list was 47 cards, I believe, so this is a clean 40. And you can let me know what you think. I think Jesse's list is still more than fine, but this is something I was more comfortable with playing. So 40 card main deck, starting off with the best Goblin Biker monster, which is triple copies of Terratop and the Takatomborg. This card's insane because it accesses whatever engine you're missing, right? So if you open the Goblin Biker engine, you can grab the Fiendsmith stuff and vice versa. And it doesn't take a normal summon. So fantastic card, high quality. Then for the actual Goblin Biker monsters, we play 3 Dugg Charger, which is a Stratos. It searches any spell when it's normal or special summoned. And it has great utility as an extender because you can detach an XYZ material from either player's field to summon itself for free. So this is how you're going to crack the Raziel matchup. You can hit detonators, you can hit whatever sort of XYZ monster is on the board. And as a free extender to special summon, it lets you link climb. Okay. For the next one we play is the Gone Wild. This is another 1-card starter in the deck. It's a level 6 monster that can be normal summoned without tributing if you control no monsters on the field, so fantastic. And on summon, it's E-Telly for any Goblin Biker monster from your deck. So you can usually grab out the Dugg Charger if you don't have access to it, or the card you will most of the time be special summoning in grind games when you already have engine set up is Clad-Exploder. This card is a fantastic high quality one-of where on summon, it reborns any Goblin Biker from your graveyard. So this card is really what makes you just spam and swarm the board with bodies literally out of nowhere. If one guy resolves, it generates into 3 bodies, which is kind of insane. And then it has a nasty graveyard effect where it can, as a quick effect, special summon itself from the graveyard by detaching an XYZ material from one of your monsters. And that can then trigger all sorts of other effects from your big Gabonga being able to slurp one of your opponent's monsters, and not to mention the Gone Wild effect to slurp a monster if it's sent to the graveyard. So this card has amazing synergy, which just layers your boards and makes it less susceptible to cards like board breakers. So great card. And we also play 1 copy of the Merciless, which is just to have enough names in the deck. Sometimes you need to have access to the other name in grind games and stuff like that, and when this card summoned, it summons 1 from your hand. So it can come up a lot. Like I said, it's nice to have the additional name. So this one reborns 1 from your graveyard, this one summons 1 from your hand. And these are both one-ofs because by themselves they don't really do anything. So that's it for the Goblin Biker monsters. Pretty self-explanatory, I hope. For the spell cards, we play triple copies of Grand Entrance and triple copies of Breakout, the quick play spell. These cards are just so high quality. I mean, what's there to say? Breakout is, Grand Entrance is Rhoda, so it searches any Goblin Biker from deck to hand, which is good. And then an additional bonus effect it has is that if there's an XYZ on the field, you can optionally detach material from either player's XYZ monsters to summon a level 4 lower Goblin Biker. So this is how a lot of the time, obviously going first or going second, it's Rhoda, but against decks like Raziel or any XYZ matchup, you get a free detach and special summon for a level 4 lower. So a lot of the time when you're versing Raziel, 1 Dugg Charger can literally out and burn all the pops from a detonator. Because you can go effect to summon from hand, detach a material, summon, effect to search. If they pop it, you can then search out the spell. The spell can Rhoda for something else and summon that monster if it's level 4 or lower. And additionally, so that baits out another pop, another XYZ material. And then it has a graveyard effect to banish itself, detach a material from either player's XYZ monsters to add back a Goblin Biker, which you can then normal the Dugg Charger again. So 1 Dugg Charger can out an entire Raziel detonator, burn out all the pops, and this card really does help that out. And the graveyard effect of being able to banish it, detach a material to add back from grave is just fantastic for follow-up and great recursion for pushing into boards going second. For the Grand Entrance. And the Breakout is an amazing quick play spell. This card is the Rescue Ace Emergency quick play spell, but on steroids. It contribute any monster as a quick effect to summon a Goblin Biker from your deck, and has the graveyard effect to when a monster declares an attack, you can detach XYZ materials from one of your dudes, and your opponent's monsters lose 1,000 attack for each material detached. So this card really helps a lot when you have IP Masquerader, because you're able to protect your IP really safely with this card, as your opponent can't kick over it very easily because you'll have a lot of XYZ materials. So this card's insane. This card lets you also beat Nib, it lets you beat Imperm, Vela, Mourner, Ghost Ogre. Just a high quality card. So yeah. So next for the second engine of the deck, of course, this engine is broken in 2025. The Fiendsmith engine, there's nothing really too much to be said here. One difference I'll note with Jesse's list and my list is I played the second Tract. Reason for this being it's a fantastic starter / extender, and also you have neat interactions with Necro Equip. So I like having 2 Tracts in my deck, and I like this engine a lot. I think it's really solid. It's so broken, the grind game it provides. The deck doesn't need to play Paradise, the trap card, although you can if you want. I didn't want to add another brick into the deck because the end board is already so laid into board breakers with Catasploder and Big Gabonga and Gone Wild, so you don't actually need the trap card. You don't need to add another brick into the deck. The end boards are more than good enough without those cards. So I played the maximum Fiendsmith engine without the trap card, so I don't have to play the brick. And like I said, these cards are fantastic starters or extenders. So, and then I played 15 hand traps to round things up. So 3 Ash, 3 Vela, 3 Imperm, and then I played some Ogres, some Nibs, and 1 of each Bestial. 15 hand traps, 40 cards, pretty good odds. For the extra deck, I'm playing double copies of Big Gabonga. This card's insane. When it's summoned, it adds a Goblin Biker from deck to hand for free. And when a XYZ material is detached, you can slurp an opponent's monster. So a lot of the time you'll set up this card with cards like Catasploder in rotation in the graveyard. So this will be in your graveyard usually, and you'll have a Gone Wild equipped to it. Because in the end phase, this has the effect to equip a Goblin Biker from your deck as XYZ material. So a lot of the time, what you can do is you can go Catasploder as a free, as a quick effect on your opponent's main phase, summon itself by detaching a material. And then you can go Chainlink 1 to slurp an opponent's monster because a material was attached. Chainlink 2 to slurp a monster if this is sent to the graveyard. And Chainlink 3 to summon from the graveyard. So this slurps 2 monsters, this summons back, and then the effect triggers this to special summon from your deck, like a Dugg Charger, and then Dugg Charger can search one of the spells. So 1 card just converts into like 4 bodies, and you have follow-up, which is crazy. Which is why I really love this deck so much, because the follow-up is really, really strong. We play 1 of the Crazy Beast. This card is really niche. It's very interesting. This helps a lot for your Malice matchup to be able to slurp the back rows so that they can't dodge. And it has great effects. It has a once per duel effect to reborn itself for free from the graveyard. A lot of the time you summon this card if you open Lacrima, which, you know, it's quite niche, but this card is very, very solid and very underrated. Then we have Starslayer and Zeus, IP, SP, and then I have Underworld Goddess here to be able to beat Chaos Angel, because that can be a bit problematic, speaking of which. And then we played the full Fiendsmith lineup. Nothing really too much to be said here. All these cards are broken. And then for the side deck, I played 3 Strikes. Yeah, it's Solemn Strike. Nothing really too much to be said here. And then we played the 6 more Chummies. And Phantasme for the Malice matchup. And 3 copies of Lancia. What can you do if you open just 1 copy of Dugg Charger? And that's it. So we can start by normal summoning Dugg Charger. We can use the effect here. And we're going to search out for our quick play spell. We can then activate the quick play spell, attributing the cost our Dugg Charger to summon out here Gone Wild. We can go Chainlink 1 effect of Gone Wild to summon from our deck the Catasploder. And then Catasploder, when it's summoned, can reborn from our graveyard the Dugg Charger. So now at this point what we can do is now access our Big Gabonga by overlaying our 2 monsters. And we can use the effect of our Big Gabonga to rotor from our deck to the hand, another copy of Dugg Charger. So at this point we want to access the Fiendsmith combo, so we're going to special summon Dugg Charger by detaching from our field a XYZ material. So here I'm going to get the Catasploder in the graveyard, so we're able to set that up on our opponent's turn, summon out the Dugg Charger, and from here we can go ahead and start with our Fiendsmith plays. So we're going to go ahead and make Moon. Hopefully this is in camera, this is Moon. Link that off into a copy of Requiem. Use Requiem's effect here. And here we are going to summon from our deck a copy of Lacrima, where that is. So now we can use Lacrima's effect, Foolish the Engraver. And at this point we can go ahead and use Requiem, fuse these into Necro Equip. And from here we can trigger Engraver, shuffling back, in this case, the Moon. Summon out the Engraver. And from here you can do a few things. You can make Wave King Caesar if you so wish. Another option, obviously, I'll show. You can make Sequence if you so wish as well. You can go Sequence effect. Or you can also go IP if you so wish. The reason being is that you have Lacrima in the graveyard and you also have all these bodies in the grave. So there's so many things you can do here. You can make Sequence into Desiree. You can make Wave King Caesar. You can make, even if you want, IP. And then on your opponent's turn, so in the end phase, what would happen is you trigger the effect of your Big Gabonga to attach a copy of Gone Wild. And let's say your opponent starts playing the game. So let's say they start trying to threaten out our IP by battle. They attack. Well, on attack declaration, you can use the effect of your quick play spell. You can detach materials to reduce the attack of your opponent's monsters based on the number of XYZ materials you detach, which is really good. That's just one way to protect your IP, which is really good. But let's say they start trying to play the game. We can use as a quick effect the effect of Catasploder by detaching an XYZ material. In this case, we'll detach the Gone Wild. And from here, we can go Chainlink 1, Catasploder to special summon from our graveyard, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, a Gone Wild, Big Gabonga to slurp a monster because the material was detached, and Chain 3, Gone Wild to slurp another monster. So you slurp 2 monsters, this gets summoned, this then triggers to summon from our deck another Dugg Charger, and then Dugg Charger can trigger to search. So this is why the deck is really good, because it's able to generate a ton of advantage on your opponent's turn and infinite follow-up. And this was all just from one Dugg Charger, which is what makes the deck so great, is that it has a lot of high quality, good stuff, combos you can do. So that's what you can do with one Dugg Charger. But let's just try show you some more impressive plays then. But what can we do if we just open one copy of Gone Wild? So we can start by normal summoning it because we control no monsters, using the effect to special summon our Dugg Charger from our deck. So Dugg Charger triggers here. And at this point, what I would want to do is search a copy of the quick play spell. Okay. So now what we can do is we can link these off into a copy of Moon. Turn our Moon to Requiem, tribute Requiem, summon out our Lacrima, use Lacrima's effect to send a copy of Engraver to the grave. We can go ahead and Requiem and then fuse these into our Necro Equip. So from here what we can do is we can go ahead and special summon out from our graveyard our Fiendsmith Engraver. And we're going to shuffle back here the Moon. Okay. So at this point now, there are a few things you can do. You've already checked for Nibiru in this spot, so it doesn't make much sense for them to nib you here. So what we can do instead now is activate, because we've checked for nib, we can ditch the Necro Equip. And here what we're going to do is summon out our Catasploder. Use the effect of Catasploder here to reborn the Dugg Charger. Okay. Now we can use Dugg Charger's effect. Sorry, we've already used that. We're going to overlay these into our Big Gabonga. And at this point, we can use Big Gabonga's effect. And we're going to search out here for another copy of Dugg Charger. Okay. So now we will special summon out the Dugg Charger by detaching the Catasploder from our Big Gabonga just to get it in the graveyard. And from here, we can go ahead and link summon these into a copy of either Sequence, or you can make IP if you so wish, but let's say we make Sequence in this case. Use the effect of Sequence, shuffling back our materials. All right, these get shuffled back. And we can summon out here Desiree, and then we can equip. In the end phase, we can trigger the effect of Big Gabonga, and we can equip a copy of Gone Wild. And then just like last time, we have the same line of play as I showed you before, where we can go ahead and summon out our Catasploder on our opponent's main phase and slap a bunch of monsters. Okay, so what happens if you open here, let's say Engraver plus Dugg Charger? What can we do? So we're going to start by using Engraver here, discarding it to Rhoda for our Tract. Okay, activate Tract. Here we're going to search out for Fabled Lurry. Pitch the Lurry, trigger Lurry, summon itself, turn that into a copy of Requiem. Use the effect of Requiem. Tribute as a cost. Summon out Lacrima. Use the effect of Lacrima here to dump another copy of Engraver. Okay. So now we can go ahead and summon out our Necro equip by using Requiem's effect. And from here, what you can do is special summon out our Engraver by shuffling back the Lurry. So again, your opponent should nib you here on this spot. You have technically checked for it. So if you want, you can overlay these into Wave King Caesar, or you can go ahead and make the XYZ Goblin rank 6. So there's all sorts of things you can do here if you so wish. It depends what other cards you have in your hand that maybe you want to normal summon, because this is an extender. But just to show you, for example, what you can do here, we can start normal summoning out the Dugg Charger using the effect. And here we are going to search for our Quick Play spell. Okay. Here we will go ahead and activate the Quick Play spell, pitching the Dugg Charger to special summon out our Gone Wild. Trigger the effect of Gone Wild here to special summon from the deck. Here it is. Summon out Catasploder. Use Catasploder's effect to reborn here the Dugg Charger. And at this point, what we're going to do is start our Goblin Biker play. So we're going to overlay for our Big Gabonga. Use the effect. And we're going to search another copy of Dugg Charger here. Okay. We can now detach the Catasploder to summon the Dugg Charger. And from here, what we can do is we can overlay these. If you so wish, you don't have to. You can make Wave King Caesar. Okay. And then we can go ahead and link these off into IP Masquerena if you want. Remember, you have Lacrima in the graveyard, or if you want, you can make Sequence. If you want to play around board breakers, use Sequence's effect, shuffling back 3 to summon out our Desiree. And then in the end phase, you can use the effect of your Big Gabonga to go ahead and get another copy of Gone Wild attached. And just like last time, this end board is really strong. You end on both Desiree and Wave King Caesar. You also have full graveyard setup. You have double slurp, and yeah, pretty good. Infinite follow-up as well. So hopefully you found this combo tutorial helpful. Hopefully you found this video entertaining. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.